Are you ready to keep on going? Have you spent some time working on your own solid foundation? Excellent. I'm Walt Hampton, and it's time to talk about Module 2 of the Book Yourself Solid program, Building Trust and Credibility. Remember, this is a system, a powerful and reliable and repeatable system. So it's necessary to understand each piece of the system, each building block. And like with Module 1, there are 4 building blocks to this second module. The first is credibility and likability. In order to earn the trust of folks who come to check out your foundation, you need to establish yourself as a likable expert in your field. There are 4 steps necessary to make that happen. Step number 1, enhance your professionalism with the standard credibility builders. Step number 2, uphold the 6 standards of services to maintain your credibility. Step number 3, become a category authority and decide what it is you want to be known for. And step number 4, understand how your likability influences the process of decision making for your potential clients. So let's dive in. Let's talk first about step number 1, enhancing your professionalism with the standard credibility builders. These might seem obvious, but without them, you just won't be taken seriously. Are you ready to keep going? Have you spent some time working on your own solid foundation? Excellent. I'm Walt Hampton, and it's time to talk about Module 2 of the Book Yourself Solid program, Building Trust and Credibility. Remember, this is a system, a powerful and reliable and repeatable system. And so it's necessary to understand each piece of the system, each building block. And like with Module 1, there are 4 building blocks to this second module. The first is credibility and likability. In order to earn the trust of folks who come to check out your foundation, you need to establish yourself as a likable expert in your field. There are 4 steps necessary to make that happen. Step number 1, enhance your professionalism with the standard credibility builders. Step number 2, uphold the 6 standards of services to maintain your credibility. Step number 3, become known as a category authority and decide what it is you want to be known for. And step number 4, understand how your likability influences the process of decision making for your potential clients. So let's dive in. Let's talk about step number 1, enhancing your professionalism with the standard credibility builders. These might seem obvious, but without them, you just won't be taken seriously. First, you must have a professional email address, preferably one with your own domain name. Something like Bill Bikes or prettykitty@hotmail.com just won't do the trick. Second, you want to invest in quality business cards. Your cards look like they've come off your own printer, or they're printed on some flimsy paper, or they've got the logo of your printing company on the back showing that you got the free ones. Your credibility will be undermined. Third, you want to invest in a professionally designed, high-quality website. If you don't have a website, have one built now. If you've skimped at the outset, upgrade it. Build out a new one. Fourth, have some high-quality professional photographs done of you for your website and for your promotional materials. Fifth, Get and display some specific, not general, specific testimonials about the work you do or the service you provide. And one more great recommendation to help you bump up your game: consider establishing an advisory board of well-respected individuals. This will really help you boost your cred. Okay, let's move on to the next step in building credibility and likability. Step number 2 is upholding these 6 standards of service to maintain your credibility. Again, they may seem obvious, but as a coaching colleague of mine said recently, common sense really ought to be called rare sense. So these 6 standards are critical. Quality of service, use of best practices, best methods, best tools, being responsive, staying in touch with people, getting back to them, upholding expected credentials, managing your clients and making them feel important, appropriate pricing, and we'll talk about this in a bit. Remember, these standards alone won't set you apart. These are baseline standards, and every savvy consumer will expect these of you. Step number 3 in building trust and credibility. You need to become a category authority and determine what you want to be known for. You become a category authority by learning everything you possibly can about the one thing you've decided you want to become known for. Now, for some of you, the idea of putting yourself out there can feel intimidating and scary and trigger all sorts of insecurities and questions. But becoming a category expert in your field isn't optional. If you want your business to be successful, it's mandatory. This is a must. And keep in mind that I'm not saying that you need to become the category authority to get booked solid. You just need to establish yourself as a category authority. Becoming a category authority enables you to establish credibility, create visibility, expand into more markets, get your message out in a big way, increase your confidence, stand out from the herd, and of course, get more clients and earn higher fees. Okay, let's talk about step number 4, understanding how your likability influences the process of decision making among your clients. I talk a lot about emotional intelligence because emotional intelligence is significantly higher in predictability of success than IQ, and this piece is core to emotional intelligence. Remember, as Mark McCormick said, all things being equal, people will do business with a friend. And all things being unequal, people will still do business with a friend. As consumers or purchasers of services, we go through a 3-step process. First, we listen to something out there in the field of opportunities. Then we either do or we don't believe what we've heard. And then finally, we put a value on what we've heard. And then we make a choice. And likability plays a huge role in all 3 of these steps. You know, with so many demands and so much information out there in the universe, we tend to carefully filter and select what we pay attention to. Your target market needs a reason to pay attention to you. And if your likability factors in here, they're going to really pay attention to you big time and actually remember what you've said. Your likability also impacts trust. Think about it. You're much more likely to trust somebody you like. And finally, your likability has a huge impact on how others perceive your value to them. If you develop your credibility, establish yourself as a category expert, and strive to be your most likable self, you will quickly become the best and most likable choice for your potential clients. So, how can you increase your likability, you might ask? Well, first, be as friendly as you can be, open-hearted, respectful, graceful, and smile. Be real, be respectful and real. Show empathy. Demonstrate that you understand how other people feel. And be relevant. The more relevant you are, the more compelling and popular you will be. So, here's something for you to work on. At the end of every day, look back and assess yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being your absolute best self, ask yourself these questions. How friendly was I today? How real was I? Did I show up as my authentic self? How empathetic was I? Could I have been more sensitive to the needs of others? And how relevant was I today? Could I have added even more value to the people I serve? By the way, we have a great exercise that has been specifically designed to help you determine the one thing you would like to be known for. Remember, as Friedrich Nietzsche said, all credibility, all good conscience, all evidence of truth comes only from the senses. I'll see you on the next video.